Found the leader.
The leader found us.
The leader. Sorry.
So I found that it's a bit confusing, there's too many words at the end. So that's why I think they lost.
Hey.
And it doesn't really have any meaning. The second bit we started doing 1 and 2 was okay, because it kind of meant it was more personal because we started to put our own input into it. But the 5 words, that's too many words, isn't it?
You had to like, get to use
It was a bit too complex. For no reason though. It was like, why is it so, why we couldn't do flashbacks?
I found it difficult to engage without knowing what the purpose of it is. It's like,
What is the purpose? What did I tell you? What the purpose was?
the prize.
I didn't tell you the purpose.
Just to participate.
Sorry. Should have told you, shouldn't I?
But two communities, right? Working together.
Yeah.
So that's what the song is.
I only said you working together because it's mental health awareness. It's really nothing to do with the game.
Maybe that's what the purpose is.
Okay, I suppose in reality, you're about to watch a show.
Sorry.
How do you feel as a community that are about to watch something amongst other people? How do you feel now compared to how you did when you came in?
Yeah, it's easier now.
How do you feel in relation to the others in this room next to you? That's the point. That's the point, what we're doing. And also, because we're going to be trying to wrestle and deal with messy democracy, it might be useful for us to do it in a different kind of way, as opposed to whatever way it's done traditionally. If we can kind of be in a more of a creative way, our minds are thinking creatively and outside the box and being a little bit wild or out, silly or whatever it may be, it may be that we can reimagine what things need to be in the way that we need them to be, instead of the way that we are normally going about our lives in the way that we have to because of society, and we just, we do this on programs to do that, and we do this, and you know what I mean? But here, perhaps, we could just be a little bit different for a little time in order to think a little bit more different about how we address or approach or challenge and work with things that are quite difficult in our communities. And if we can come together and have a bit of fun and build a bit of bond between the next person on your left or right or in front or behind you, maybe that might be useful for a moment to work together. Does that make sense? Yeah. That's the point. Okay, so we're going to crack on. We've got 3 separate, not related in any shape or form in terms of the story or plot. We've got 3 separate sketches, stroke scenes to share with you. And at the end of watching all of those 3 scenes, sketches, we'll move on to the next phase of the process. So for now, sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, grab a drink, whatever it may be. Don't forget, as I said, we've got these evaluation, feedback questions on the wall. At any point, you get up and write something, if you feel like it. But for now, we're going to see the 3 performances. I don't know what the order is, the actors know, so I'm going to leave it to them. Let's give them a round of applause.
The way we like to start is 1,
1, 2, 3.
3, action!
Oh, sorry about that. So sorry. Michael, sorry.
Typical. Always apologising. English, always apologising for everything. Why are they apologising? I run into him, doing nothing.
Sorry, mate. Carry on.
Don't be sorry for colonisation, no? Slavery.
Hey! What do you think you're doing, mate? Do you see how I'm trying to stop you?
What for? What's it what I'm doing?
You're acting suspiciously.
Am I not joking?
Have you got any ID on you?
What do I need ID for?
You match a description.
Sorry, what description is that?
Black man with a black top.
That's none of us, is it? Oh, thank you. Sorry, can I job
Have you got any ID on you, please?
No, I don't have ID. What do I need ID for? Oh, there's more of you! Unbelievable! I'm one day apart.
Is this the guy? This is the guy.
This is the guy.
Looks like
Oh,
him.
which guy is that?
Well, you look at your face.
So what am I doing?
Where's your ID? Where do you live?
I live down the
What's your
road.
name?
Next road. Excuse me.
We're asking you some questions, mate.
Please,
Why are you asking me questions? Why are you in the car?
What's your name?
Doesn't matter, does it?
Where's your ID?
It's in the car with you.
Where?
In the car.
Why haven't you got your ID on you?
I don't need ID. I'm joking.
Everyone needs ID around here, mate.
Really?
He's acting suspicious.
Go for it.
Yeah, really? You're suspicious to who? Why are you not ganging up on me? No.
Listen, don't be aggressive. Don't be
Who's being
aggressive.
aggressive? Am I being aggressive? Oh, really? No. Get hands off me.
Listen.
Take your hands. No, get off me. No! Get him! Get off me! No!
Put him down. Put him down. Put him down. Right. I can't breathe. Get off him. Get him. Oh. Don't worry, guys. He had a knife. This is exactly what happens when a black man dies at the hands of police. The initial stories that come out is he's violent, he's black. And then later on down the line, 2-3 weeks later, you hear, oh, he didn't have a knife, he didn't have the gun. Mark Duggan did not have a gun. But your initial thought and feelings on the situation has been tainted and it stays.
I know, man. I've just been at my desk the whole day. Just go on.
Listen, this weekend, me and the missus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, my old man, he brought down that classic, remember that classic BBC DVD? The comedy one, what is it called? In Sickness and in Health.
Oh, is that the one with Half Gone?
Yeah, telling all them like brilliant jokes and stuff like
Listen,
that.
they would not let anyone like that speak now. I mean, he was like, what, a little Britain on steroids?
Exactly, you should borrow that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, why not?
Can't get rid of it.
Listen, it's been such a long day, I can't wait to just wrap up with it, and I haven't really had much to do today. Just kind of sat around, I don't know, probably should just go make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
What you got planned for the weekend otherwise?
Just watch that TV. You should really watch it.
Yeah, I'll give it a shout. I'll give it a shout or something. Yeah, no, that's what you want to say.
me having a conversation.
Yes, sir, we're at the moment.
I'm trying to pay attention because I know you're talking about that racist program Afghans, and that's not important. That's not what
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm
I'm not
about to
sure
be
how you can help
homeless,
you.
and I need some assistance.
Have you made an appointment?
I made that appointment. They told me to come here. This is the place, right?
What time is your appointment?
My appointment
Close.
was about 15 minutes ago, but I didn't want to.
Calm down, calm down.
I'm not raising my voice.
What you're originally your pocket is just
Wait,
pull out a knife.
It's just a shit
It's
phone.
important.
No, I'm sorry. Wait, you said this and look on YouTube.
You should have been on this shit.
Sir, please, we
Excuse me,
can't have you in here causing
It's not raised up better than that.
This is security.
Okay, sir, you're being aggressive.
Excuse me, sir.
You're being aggressive.
Security.
Honor your father said your days are coming. Your days are
Can we get it out?
Can you not
He's being aggressive and he's threatening
Your
us.
days are finishing.
I don't know, he's trying to
Calm down.
Carry on.
What's going on?
Listen, they are going to make me homeless. The landlord sold the property without my notice. And I'm going to be homeless. I come here to try. They're talking about Afghan racist program. That nothing to do with housing.
No, he's already home. You can tell. Just get out.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, I'm sorry, I've been living in this borough for 2 months. I need some attention. I need 2 keys today. I have all my documents here, and I want my house today.
Well, you've got to get out now.
Just get him out.
You know,
You deal with it.
we help our own here. Him, we can't really do anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any ID, he doesn't have a British passport, there's no
They
way.
pay you to drive.
So if that's what they see.
Look, this is what the white boy is just coming and they're giving tea and coffee.
They say you don't need to do something. You have to leave.
Hey, Chineke.
Come on, you have to leave, I'm telling you.
How can we help you there today?
If you have some key,
Yes, take off. Sure.
We are going to be
I'll be here. Okay.
Can you come here?
Permission.
I need you. Come on, Jeff. Jeffrey,
Put your
come
phone
on.
up. Well, you know, we'll get you
Come
out of this.
on. I need the enforcement. Come on.
Hey, just, you know what? Can you just get him out of here now? Now! Out!
Hey, don't push me.
Get him out. Sticking up the place. What the hell is it?
We may have to remove it.
So where's my man? Where's my man? The guy? You didn't do anything.
No, we have to.
I want someone to stay. Pops, I got Pops. Go get. No, you're not listening. You're not listening. Listen, they're going to make me homeless.
Told you. Come on, off we go. Get up, make the police look untidy.
Stop for a minute. Maybe I need to speak or you want to try to understand me. I cut this African language so you can't understand me. Listen. First of all, you invited me to this country after stealing my resources. Then you told me to come, but you had no home for me. You said, no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. I accepted that. And I lived in molded rooms. And I got sick. But I still built this economy, rebuilt this economy. And now that I am at my lowest of ebbs, I've asked you to just give me a room. And you're treating me like I'm a dog. I'm not a dog, I'm a human being with feelings. I just want to be. The resources you stole is enough to give me a mat and a bed to sleep on. Do I deserve this? As a community, do we deserve this? Why can't you just let us be? Let us be.
Thank you, sir. That was really nice. Great, thank you. And thanks for dropping us. Thanks a lot.
Hello there. Alright. Look, I've got a front me of this item, these gloves. I bought it the other day and I just realized that, don't need to do that much stuff.
Why not?
I just don't need to, I've got too much already. The garden's always pretty cool, but yeah.
Have you already used this?
No, sir.
You sure about it?
I'm very sure.
Yeah?
You can see the label there. I haven't used
I
it.
know, but you lot are funny, aren't you? I know you can do all these games and stuff.
What's that, this?
Nothing, mate. Well, you need a receipt if you want a refund, son.
Yeah, I've got it right here. There you go.
Bit humble. What you been doing, mate?
The receipt is a receipt. Give me my refund.
You don't have to look after stuff, do you?
Just give me my money.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Sorry for what?
Well, you see, you've used a gift card. You've used our Iceland gift card. And what that means is,
I am entitled to a refund.
well, you
I've
guys
read the store policy.
you got know all you're entitled to, don't you? BW,
Give me my money.
Yeah.
Give me my money. I've returned that poxy glove.
Sir, I would ask you to step back.
I'm not doing anything. What am I doing for you to be asking me to step
You're
back?
intimidating me, sir.
Intimidating how? Just because I want to return the glove?
You are standing over me.
Give me my money.
I mean, if you'll do this for a pair of gloves,
Can I speak to your manager?
I've got some bad news for you.
You're not doing a good job so far, are you? I want my refund.
At least I've got a job.
Okay, can I see your senior manager then?
No. If you don't, if you've got a cousin,
What do you mean?
I recognise you.
I come here all the time. What's that supposed to be?
Were you in here last Wednesday?
Last Wednesday?
We had some patties go missing.
It's not being ridiculous. I'm here for a refund and you're trying to profile me for what? Let me see your senior manager.
I've told you, man, you're not going to see this in my
If I don't see your senior manager or get a refund for that, I am calling the police in 3 seconds. By the time I count down to 1, you will give me my refund.
You count that.
3, 2, 1.
Look, the police have always been very helpful to black, so you call them and see what they can do for you, mate.
Hello, put me to the police, please.
Police emergency. What's your emergency?
Hello, I'm being harassed at this store. I came here for a simple refund, and now I'm being profiled.
Okay, sorry what's happening to you. Can you give me some details, please? Can you tell me your name, please?
Yes, my name is Ben Brixton.
Can I know your ethnicity so the police can know how to find you?
Yes, I am black. I am 5'8".
Okay, no problems.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I'm catching you. So what's the problem then?
The problem is,
I can hear someone shouting in the background. Are you sure you're not causing trouble? I can hear the.
What do you mean? Are you sure I'm not causing trouble?
It is causing trouble. I'm fearing for my life.
Shut up.
Listen, you're being abusive now. You're being aggressive now. So
how am I being aggressive? I'm making a report.
I'm angry by you because when you're shouting on the phone, you don't come across as a victim.
No one is shouting at you. I'm the victim here.
You're always you. I speak to the shop manager, please. Thank you. Hello, are you the shop manager? Hello, officer. Yeah, this gentleman just called me now. He's even aggressive. He's been really aggressive. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. He's been involved in a number of pay thefts in the local area. I have to deal with those kind of people, people like them, I have to deal with a lot of them. I've had to deal with a lot of those kind of people where they keep themselves. You know what I mean? So what I would say is, you need to keep yourself safe. Keep out of the just keep yourself safe in my thought. Yeah.
You're talking nonsense.
Hello, sir. Please, what's happening now, sir? He's trying to cross me.
My God. Are you going to help me or not?
Please, sir, you're shouting at me now. I've got witnesses. I've put the phone on loudspeaker. I'm talking to you.
If you're not going to help me, forget it. If you're not going to come here and help me, forget it.
No. Time to go with the police.
Well, it's swimming well.
Yeah.
No thanks to you. You know what? If you're not going to help me, I'm going to go.
You're a shocker. It's people like you that ruin our community. You scum. You are.
How
coming in, trying to pull your scams and your rubbish. I'm not going to have it.
Scam. All I want is a refund for those stupid gloves. And I'm being labeled a criminal.
And everyone in here can see that you're a shoplifter and they know who you are. Go on, get out.
I don't deserve this.
You know what you did.
What have I done?
We can see what it is, can't we? Shoplifter. Shoplifter. Exactly.
Oh, spare me the crocodile tears. Go tell them that's the job centre. You're probably late for your appointment.
Refund and being labelled as a criminal, as aggressive.
Where have you been? That's the guy.
Another one.
Yeah.
Alright. You know what?
The police can actually get me if you don't care.
Come on. It's this neighborhood. Come on. Go.
Why don't you try Lidl?
Go.
So those are the three performances, three sketches, the three scenes. Hands up for those of you in relation to any of those scenes that you saw. Hands up for you if you relate, connect or identify with them. Nearly half, maybe nearly half of the audience. And the other half perhaps don't relate or connect or identify with that material.
The first scene I found extremely triggering because I was in a situation recently at a bus stop in the borough where 4 plainclothes coppers who looked like homeless people were frisking a black guy, and I intervened. How I didn't get arrested for having a go, I don't know, but I said, you know, you could see the guy was innocent as he walked away and what have you. And the copper, one of them in particular, was having a go at me, and he said, well, da-di-da-di-da. And I actually said, are you going to apologise to this guy for what you've just done to him in the middle? Oh, well, you don't know whether he's committed a crime or not, do you? You better ask him. And it was just the whole... And I actually said, this is what keeps happening in my area. If a car gets pulled up, you can bet a decent car, not being... You know, you can bet your life it's a black person driving. And I actually said this to them as well, you know. But there were 2 people filming it, and I had to go with them. I said, you know, you're out of order. And anyway, one of them ended up, they were both black as it happens. One of them ended up coming and giving me a hug. Because I said, I'm on your side. You know, it's bang out of order the way they're treating people.
Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else relate, connect or identify with the material?
The first one as well, it reminds me of years ago. I'd finished work, I'd gone to the gym. I was getting on a train at Waterloo in my gym stuff going home, and I got on this train and it was really busy and there was only one seat left and it was next to the toilet on the train, so I got off and then went to the next carriage because I thought I don't really sit next to the toilet. So I got on the next carriage, sat down, put my headphones back on, and 2 police officers got on the train. Oh my. Am I not allowed to? Sorry. We'd got on this busy train, finished work, been to the gym, didn't want to sit next to the toilet on train, so got off, walked down the platform that got on the next carriage. 2 policemen got on and basically asked if they could have a look at my bag. And I was stunned, shell-shocked, and they basically said that they had smelled cannabis on the platform. This is at Waterloo Station. They smelled cannabis on the platform, and they had seen me get onto the carriage and come off again. So I hadn't noticed them when I'd got onto the first carriage. They were obviously behind me. So they'd seen me get on and get off again, and that was it. So I remember thinking, so you know, you're so like even thinking about it now and relaying it, I'm so shocked, and probably also so disappointed myself that I didn't, you know, in that moment you're so shocked. Anyway, so I said, okay, but you smell on the platform, you can't smell it on the train or on the carriage. I don't smell like cannabis. But they asked to search my bag, they went through everything, and this is also on a packed carriage. So in front of everybody, they opened my bag, went through everything, found nothing other than my sweaty gym clothes, you know, like, and I was quite young at this time. And then they said, yeah, okay, there's nothing in your bag. And they stayed on the train in that carriage opposite me. And I had to do the whole journey for 25 minutes, and it was packed, and it was so awful and so uncomfortable. This is probably over 10 years ago, and I still sort of, you know, every time I think about it, I'm just shell shocked, and that was it. No apology.
And you were
no
a teenager then?
I was like early 20s. And the best bit was that after they looked in my bag and found nothing, obviously realised I didn't smell the cannabis, didn't smell the pattern, they didn't search anybody else. It was one person. On a packed carriage. And that was it, they had to do the whole journey. So. They showed me nothing.
Yeah, but it's funny, you don't even
Exactly. Do you know what? I think these stories aren't unfamiliar in these situations, but and rightly or wrongly so, if I'm honest, I was so shocked it was happening to me in that moment. And I'm like, but I'm a upstanding citizen. Like, well, but you are so shocked, and you don't feel that you have the ability to confront it when there are two officers. And do you know, in that moment, sometimes you kind of freeze. But then it sort of occurred to me. So I was like, you've looked in nobody. You've just stood there and just done the whole journey. And I think I was embarrassed, and I think I was too scared to kind of confront them and ask for a badgement because I was still shocked. And even now talking about it, I can't believe it. So.
I think sometimes these role-playing exercises, as you're just demonstrating now, allows other people, because you've spoken now, allow other people to learn how to deal with it. So just thank you for sharing, you know.
Thank you. Okay, so we've got 3 scenes. Just want to get a sense of the importance of those for you in terms of like order, like which one's the most important, which one's the second important, and which one's not so important. I wondered if we could get to that. So the first scene was the jogging, I believe.
You classified the first scene as jogging search.
Would I classify it? Yeah, I think I would, in my limited knowledge of criminal justice system and what happens on the street sometimes in communities. I think when the police stop somebody in different kinds of ways, I would put it down as stop and search, but maybe that's just me. So the first scene, yeah, stop and search. The second scene was the housing, and the third scene was the shop scene. Make point? Okay, get back to brand. Get back to brand. So what we're trying to do is get a sense of what particular scene maybe that you want to spend the remaining time to kind of explore. Is it the first stop and search scene? Hands up for those who want to look at the stop and search just for a while. Any hands? It's nothing to do with the actors, their ability to perform in a wonderful way, but can I see those hands again? 1, 2, to work on the material around that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe? 6 people. Let's go to the second, which was the housing. Hands up the housing scene. 1, double vote, you can vote again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for the housing. 13, and then finally the shopping scene. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we're gonna explore the 10. Sorry, 10.
I'm not 10 and I'm not neither of those because they're all very relevant.
Yes, they are very relevant, but I'm just wondering about the amount of time we have to work on them. So I wanted to get a sense of which ones that you want to work on most importantly. That's the whole point. So it looks like the housing is the one that we work on first. Sorry, can I just have one voice so we can hear each other? Yeah, we've got mics here.
I abstain.
Mics for people. You can abstain. You can if you want. That's fine. Absolutely. You have that freedom. Anybody who wants to speak can just give them a mic if they need to speak. Post that.
Where the most injuries
Can you say it again? Which one?
The stop and search is where the most dangerous.
Yes.
All of them are, I think, equally
Sure.
important, but because of the danger aspect, as in people have lost their lives, not rented housing or in a shop, but they have lost their lives in a stop and search. I personally don't be a stop and search, but I understand I've got 2 boys, and one of my sons has been stop and search. I've got a 13-year-old who may well get stop and search, and I'm like, more like that. However, I mean, I'm probably not as likely to be stop and search. But for the danger aspect of it and the fact that you get beaten up, my son has been stripped naked. You know? What's that about?
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm assuming that we work on the housing scene, because most people are up for that, and then we work on the other ones and try to get through all the material. That's the point, I think. Can we quickly...
do you want to say something as well?
You want to move on?
Okay.
I was just going to say very quickly that I guess in terms of context, everything's important. I worked in housing as well, so I've seen it happen where I worked in an organisation for 4 years, and I've seen the way quotation people are treated against black people, and those black people end up being homeless, they've gone into mental health, and they've ended up committing suicide. So sometimes it doesn't seem imminent, it doesn't seem like straightforward. And also the stop and search, I've experienced it myself as well. Thankfully, my dad schooled me on what to say and how to respond, so I was able to deal with that. So I think everyone is important, and I think if we manage our time, hopefully we'll be able to get all of them. And we have the ability to network with each other, so that we can share our stories and become richer and better for the experience, because there are ways around it, and you have information that I don't have. And the last thing I was going to say, I think you should start a women's consortium group, because you're amazing.
What we'd like to do, we're going to look at the housing scene first. So what we'd like you to do is an opportunity to turn to your neighbour in front, left or right, or beside of you, or a small group, and have a conversation with each other about that housing scene, and think in that conversation what could have been done differently to bring out a different outcome. So we want you to come up with some ideas that you think, oh, if the person would have done this, it would have brought a different outcome. So we're looking for, essentially, some ideas, some solutions, some interventions, whatever you want to call it, but they come from you that you feel could be tried out, could be useful in order to that not to occur. Does that make sense? Yeah? So we want you to have some conversations with your neighbour, beside you, a small group, and come up with some ideas of what you think could be done to help that situation. Give me a couple of minutes.
Sorry about that.
Anything
He's strict, innit? No? Oh, yeah, that's true. We're meant to be active. Oh, really? Oh, really? So, what time did it finish? I know. The police will come now. Sorry.
So, can I just check? Was there a group over here? There's definitely a group here. One group. Is there a group here? Two or 2.5? There's one group here. Two groups here. So that's 3 groups in total. And what about here? One group here? So that's 4. What about here? We've got here and here. Yeah? So it's about 5 or 6. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So there's about 6 groups. Within those groups, you had some discussion, you came up with some ideas. It would be good if so we've got about 6 groups, at least 3 or 4 ideas that are coming from those groups. And what we're inviting you now, because you've all come to this community engagement event, you want to be entertained, you want to kind of be aware of some of the issues and how problematic it is, how difficult it is, but also we want to learn and educate each other in order, so when we leave here, perhaps we've got some different ways that we could try to deal with the real situations that affect us out on the road. So therefore, you want to see, I'm assuming, some of these ideas in action. Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that a low level yes or clapping like, yes, way? These amazing ideas that are in the room. There's at least one, each one has got at least one idea, so that's at least 6 ideas that we would love to see, yes? Well, we don't have time for all 6 ideas, but we've definitely got 6 ideas in the room. Now, so what's going to happen? Well, we want to see those ideas. Don't keep them to yourself, it's selfish. How dare you? We want to see those ideas because people want to learn and maybe use that intervention in the next time they're out there in the community, in the neighborhood, in public, in society, and they see this situation in a shop, in the housing institution, and they can say, I know, I remember that play I went to see. This character did this, and it kind of worked. So I'm going to try that. But if we don't see it in action, we won't know. You won't feel confident enough to even give it a whirl. So you want to see it in action, don't you? Yeah. So, don't leave. Mark, my good friend, I haven't seen you for ages. Okay, so, you've all got these ideas, yes? Who's yearning and burning to go first with their idea? One hand up, going up. Do I get another hand? 2. Okay, so kind of 3. Play some bets here. Okay, so the idea that you have, we're going to try it out. So it's going to be a little bit messy, but we're going to replay the scene again, and you're going to come up with your idea to help that scene end in a way that is going to be much more better in your own views and opinions. Because you're going to try your idea out live and direct, in real time, in front of everybody who's supporting you, going, yeah, they want to see that. Yes? So I think we've got the order is 1, 2, and 3. So, you're ready to play a scene, this group? Who is in this group that's going to do that? Oh yeah. Come here for. Are we ready to go? Do yourself. Okay, can you stand up? What's your name? So this is Dwight. Dwight's going to address the housing scene. Where do you want the scene to start from? The beginning, part of the middle or the section?
The beginning.
Right at the beginning. So you want to start at the beginning. And so what's going to happen, you're going to replay the scene, and then you're going to do or say something that you feel can help remove the problem, disarm the problem, remove whatever, you're going to find an intervention.
Okay.
Yeah, and the actors are going to try to see if they can work with that. Is that okay? You can use the mic if you want in the scene, or you can just speak in your own voice. It's entirely up to you. So, actors are going to replay the scene of the housing. Can we get ready for that? And where would you like to come in? From there, or up here, or what would come from? Up here? So, the housing scene's about to start. We pretty much know the situation. The two colleagues were chit-chatting at the beginning. They're in the middle of their chit-chat. And let's do the 1, 2, 3, action, and they will start. 1, 2, 3, action.
How's it going, man? You alright?
Yeah, but you're here with me all day. This is.
No, slow down. Slow down, slow down.
Look, 10-15 minutes left. Let's try and, you know what I mean, just get through this the best we can.
I know, well, police is nearly over.
I know.
Try to pay attention to the person that's walking into the building.
But these people are really all the time, though.
I mean, wasn't he here last week looking for a house?
He was here yesterday, mate.
Try to be more friendly and respectful.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
Sorry, we can't hear you. Can you speak up, please?
I don't want to shout too much, but the man's aggressive.
Okay, calm down, calm down, calm down.
What do you want me to do?
Just, okay, go on. What is it?
You're rushing me, and I'm not from Russia. No one's rushing you.
Try to listen more.
So, my landlord is selling his house.
Congratulations.
Why not buy it off?
Offer him a seat or to make him tea and coffee.
The bridge people give me my money back.
Hey, listen. Would you like to sit
Offer him to make a tea.
some
I'm
tea or
okay.
coffee?
Like once I have to cash it, I sit down and
Want to rub it for you?
You like it, sir? And have you got my wine?
We wish we had. We need to get through the day.
I will settle for one time.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so let's just pause it there. I just want to check in with the audience. Improvements?
Yes.
So is it because we have a system that comes over the tannoy and tells the staff how to behave? Does that improve services? Is that what we've got going on here? Let's just check. What do we have here? Because we've got this tannoy thing coming up.
Surveillance.
Is that what we need in our services? To help people get the best service? A tannoy telling them what to do in that particular moment? Okay, but the idea of a tannoy coming across in a particular service, telling the staff what and how to do, could that be useful? Hands up for those who said it could be useful.
Alright.
No, I just want hands up for those who think the tannoy coming across, telling the staff in a particular institution or service what to do, how to behave with customers could be useful. Hands up. Let's just get them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hands up for those of you who disagree that it won't be useful. It's not worth having this tannoy. Quite a lot of hands. Quite a lot of hands. Can we get the mic, please? I know, but some people like these mics. We want to hear a couple of reasons why people feel yes. We want to hear from some yes people, and we want to hear from some no people.
The no is because Big Brother's then watching you, listening to everything you say, is directing you. Well, actually, that's wasting a person's job there. You need to have the training and you need to have the understanding so you don't need Big Brother watching you all the time.
Okay, so let's hear from somebody who's the complete opposite. Somebody complete opposite who thinks yes, this could be useful.
I think you're attempting to change behaviour here, and it's my understanding you will not engage in behaviour when you cannot It's very compromising to the client. You don't work like that. That's bullshit.
Okay. Your views and opinions are welcome. Any more views about the yes and the no? It could work or it might not work. Let's hear from others.
I'm just thinking, if you have to tell people how to have common manners and decency, they shouldn't be the job.
Yes.
It's not basic, Dad, isn't it? I think that's why I said tonight. I said, because you have to behave, it's going to embarrass you.
Somebody else who's got a different perspective.
I think, yeah, like, everyone hates the tannoy, but if you do have like some sort of element of like group speak, so maybe one person has like a slight bit more of like common decency, but because their like peer is like saying all these things, you kind of go along with it. So if you do have someone going like, no, then maybe they'll be like, oh, okay, I don't have to be the person doing that voice, but I don't have to contradict that person, so I don't think it's a good idea, but yeah.
Isn't it about education and showing people they're bloody ignorant and telling them the facts? You know, hey, come on, wake up, smell the coffee. Stop being a bunch of arseholes for a start. You know, see the world as it is, not the way you think it is, the way you've been brainwashed into believing the lies and the bullshit. Come on, we're one. We're one race, the human race.
Okay, so I want to go to Dwight, because Dwight had the idea that this may make some improvements. So let's just learn a little bit, if it's okay, Dwight, to share with us, you know, his intention, his thoughts, his feelings around this particular intervention. Dwight.
I feel it was a bit better, but the over-exaggeration and sarcasm over the top. But overall, they're more welcoming and they try to understand it. But there should be more empathetic to people.
Can we get Dwight? Okay, so that was just one idea, and there were 6 groups. Do we have another idea we could try out and see in action? Your group? Okay, so where are we going to go from the very beginning? From the very beginning, yeah? Okay, so is it just yourself going to be playing? You're all going to be in it, yeah? Yeah. I don't know how you're going to do it. How would you like to do it? Hang on. It's a game. It's a game. And the game is, don't tell us. We want to see it in action. So don't tell us what you're going to do. Show us, and then we can have a discussion. I think people would want that more than you just telling us this. So yeah. So show. Yeah. So let's help you. Where would you like to start? Are you in the place? Okay. Are you in the, or coming in, or already there? We want to see it. That's the game. It's easy for people to talk and type behind the keyboard, but we want to see the action. Are you with the seat? Yes? Can we all get up and do the speech? Can we give them a round of applause? Improve the situation. You choose. So you're in housing. So you're in housing. You work in housing with these colleagues. Hang on a minute. Let's just be clear so you know what's going on. Are you 2 colleagues working in the housing? Okay, and the person's still coming in. Okay, 3, 2, 1, action! Coming in. What, folks?
So you didn't go up about 10 minutes left, but you know when we are still expecting people to come in.
Yeah, but it's already got 10 minutes left.
That's right. So when they come through the door, they still get enough time.
Well, I've got to go get my kids in.
No, usually we, at this time we wrap up and you know,
we're open till 5.
Hello, sorry to interrupt you.
Hello, come on in.
thought that like a comment for resistance.
Of course you can.
We don't have time for that. He's here all the time though.
It doesn't matter, he's here.
He's always making
and
scenes.
we're still working until...
He's always aggressive. You shouted at me last week.
Excuse me a minute, sir. Just going to fit to it.
You're shouting now on your hill.
You're at work, so you'll be paid to work.
Yeah.
Doors going to shut at 5, so we need to make sure the staff is present until we've sorted him out. Once we've sorted out his needs, he won't be coming back here.
He probably will be back probably in an hour after we close.
No, we're going to deal with him here and now.
Okay, he's here now. Let's just deal with it and get him out.
Remember, he's somebody's grandparent.
He's not mine.
He's very welcome. So let's show a bit of compassion. Treat people as we want to be treated ourselves.
I've been dealing with people all day though. I'm tired. I'm worn down.
That's the job. Okay, we're in customer services. This is the job. This is what we've all signed up for.
I didn't ask for this job.
Hello, good afternoon. I have been living 2 months in this borough and I need a house and I need the keys today.
Sure, so we can help him.
No, we're going to talk to this gentleman first. So if you, sir,
But I want the keys today.
absolutely. And we will sort you out. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And then we'll get you in. Have a seat. My colleague's going to come and get you a cup of tea and we'll get you in a lunch.
5 minutes. I'm counting.
Okay, so, can I ask you, the idea that these amazing people had, did they make progress? Yes. So what was the specifics, the actual detail of the intervention? What strategy? What was it? Women in trouble. Let's hear from the people. Can we turn the mic on?
That would be useful. Right.
I mean, I think it was the tone of voice.
Yes.
They challenged them, but it was also the tone for me. The only thing I would have liked to be a bit different is that perhaps you could have moved to offending people or and that would have been there. So therefore he was hearing the conversation where you were challenging your colleagues as well. It's good that you actually said that your behaviour wasn't acceptable, but it would be good if you could have moved your way so you could have given him the notice he deserved. Otherwise it's all good.
How realistic might it be in an institution where we have the colleagues sort of having this kind of shaking your head? Can we get the mic to this person, please? If you want to hear why this person's shaking their head, I have finished this sentence and knows already that.
I think those kind of interventions on the institutional level, those behaviors, even if you put some sort of barrier, they're just going to adapt to continue because they're not really getting the root of the problem. So they're just going to adapt their behavior to carry on because they're not expressing their own values and reasons. That's not being talent. We can't just add something on and then expect things to get better. That's not how it works. There's a network of belief that are self-supporting. There's more in there. And they're just going to adapt to the environment.
So that idea that came from this amazing group, though.
Yeah, and it's noble, but what I think is, what I would like to see, and it's kind of leaning away from the approach to the solution.
Will you be able to show us, not tell us? So, the same housing scene?
Yeah, but we will have to add in.
You just do what you need to do, and we'll set up the housing scene, and we're ready to go. Yeah? We want to see it. We want to be entertained here. Yeah? Leave the mic. We'll do. Okay. So. Yeah? Okay. Let's just get the mic here. I understand that you want to give a context to the scene before it starts. Is it possible? Do you want to hear the context or do you want to see it? Yeah, is that okay? All right. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Waiting. Come on, you're gonna improvise. Come on, ready. Okay, you're gonna, yeah. Alright. Okay, so let's go. 1, 2, 3, action!
What is going on here?
We're allocated supported case.
Sorry?
We're allocated supported case. You should have gotten an email about it.
Our email's down.
Okay, well, lovely to meet you. Hi.
Cool. Did you book an appointment?
Yes, we're here with this gentleman.
What time is your appointment for? Because we're closing in 10 minutes.
Excuse
It
me,
normally
just one
takes about at
second.
least
Because of the
half an
abuse,
hour.
you're constantly abusing me, so I've got support. So now they're going to do the talking and I won't need to talk, so you can't tell me I'm being aggressive anymore.
Yeah, but you're always the victim here.
Yeah, you know.
No, that language is not going to progress us in this situation right now.
We've got 9 minutes. What can we do that time?
That's
We'll
okay.
come back tomorrow or something.
No, unfortunately, we can't.
Sorry, can I just pick your name?
Marlon.
Marlon. Hi, Marlon.
Sorry,
Thank
what's
you
your name?
my name is Sean.
And what's your name?
And your name?
Akshita, and what's your name?
James.
Excuse me, all these guys are kids. I'm being made homeless. We need to sort this out.
Can you calm the patient down?
6 years of frustration with you.
What? I don't know what.
Every time the women are here, your colleagues over there, they're very pleasant. You guys are.
Okay.
You,
Calm the patient down.
I blame your father for talking to your mother. You would not have been born if your father did not speak to your mother. Then you would not have been on this earth.
You were talking about him being in hospital, so we can all just take a breath.
I'm fed up of you.
I'm an independent, impartial person. Yes. If you need anything, I know there's no problem. If you'd like to take the money.
Sorry,
Because
so
I'm independent.
yes, but we're not due today actually. We're
And I'm just here to
we're the
advise.
boss. Come on. So
Impartially.
no.
Do you have a Christmas card?
I'm from Sisters Advice.
Sorry, who signed you?
Security.
Oh, okay, because I'm pretty sure
Take my cards.
We need drugs now.
It's a card, it's a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So maybe taking down Citizens Advice Bureau rather than doing this stuff here, it's not your office.
If my father was alive today, he would turn in his grave.
I'm glad he's not, but he's not.
You.
He's attacking us now.
He did not attack you.
Independent.
Get independent of this building.
I'm independently here to provide support and advice, and I volunteer.
If you outside,
If you can finish, thank you.
hurry up.
I'm here to provide independent support and advice to some of our kind of vulnerable areas. You said you have 10 minutes, so you still have a duty of care
Well,
in
3
the
now.
last 10 minutes.
I'm sorry, but you sold out.
We understand the time, so please let us
Sorry,
know.
he sold out. He will not be welcome in New Delhi. He needs to talk of Old Delhi.
This guy's a joke.
That's why Idi Amin kicked you out of Uganda. He sold out.
Okay, thank you very much. So, can we get the microphones over here? Microphone. Can we get the microphones over here? Take a microphone, please. So we'd like to give some. Where's that microphone? Yeah. Can we hear from this group? It would be good to kind of hear their intention, how did it go, what was the challenge, what could have been done differently. We'd like to hear from you because we thought it was really useful in some shape or form. But let's hear what they actually had intention. Please.
Okay, so when we were talking about this as a group, we were talking about how the fact that there's so much of this bias, there's so much of this lack of understanding, there's so much, it's systemic, it's rooted in their own individual minds, but also within the system. And we were saying, well, what do you actually do about this? And we were talking about education, we were talking about training, we were talking about, but in the actual specific situation, the details, the small moments as well as the big moments, we were talking about, for example, what would happen if there was a ticketing system. So we were thinking, this ticketing system, this gentleman arrived first, so he would be able to get the first ticket, and the second person arrived second ticket. Then we were also talking about what it would be like to have an impartial person there, who was part of neither of the groups, neither of the parties. And
who also doesn't have issues with getting in and being signed in. So you have to imagine that they were actually allowed to be there. And
they are systemically placed into this system so that it would have this kind of neutral third-party ability to contribute to the situation. And then
I think we spoke largely about attitudes and behaviours actually, and how, you know, unfortunately there aren't, as you were talking about, there aren't necessarily ways in which you can change behaviours, and you were saying the same thing. So you kind of need people to advocate for you and to support you. And I think there was also an abuse of power in the fact that that service user was vulnerable, and so I think they kind of took advantage of their position. So you need that kind of neutrality.
And we said empower the person, the customer, try to empower the person who's actually seeking housing.
Yeah, by having a support worker.
Yeah.
So one of the ideas was that the original situation was allowed to occur, or was they were able to kind of behave in that way because he was quite vulnerable being alone. So the idea is that if he turns up with a support service, that behavior then is held accountable in a way the man on his own would be able to do.
So essentially, we should be able to kind of contact a support service to go with us and advocate on our behalf when we're going to be faced with these gatekeepers and institutions that are not playing. Is that realistic? Can that work? We get that every time we want to bring up and get this escort service that goes with us and supports us when we're there in the problem. Does that happen? Can we get that working? Sir, can we get the mic, please, quickly?
It's possible under certain circumstances. For example, if somebody's needs sign language interpreter to go with them, you book them. Obviously, times right now, all those services cost money. But the thing that is cheapest to do is to get the staff at the desk to behave properly and have respect for the person in front of them. And to be honest, I was a housing manager. I would be putting all those staff in and talking really seriously. One, we don't discuss everything right at the desk. We make sure they go to a private area. They can discuss their individual problems to one person and not talking to a team of people. And the second person that came in that was desperate to get his key, he has to wait in line. And if it's 10 to 5 and it'll take you 45 minutes to sort it out, you stay until it's sorted out. You don't rush people through the door. That's the way I was kind of raised in housing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So, we've been exploring, time's really running out on us, so we've been exploring this housing situation. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to invite you to kind of like go back into your subgroups and have a conversation about if there was one idea, if you had a magic wand to write a policy that would remove this oppression that happens, particularly in the housing situation, or it might be in the stop and search one, or it might be in the shop one. But whatever one you feel that you'd like to write a policy idea about what that change would be in order for something to be removed. Now, on your seats, there's definitely some papers scattered about, and it should say a policy something kind of sheet idea. So, for example, a policy idea that if you want to go to council meetings and they should be more inclusive, perhaps the council should pay people to have childcare sorted out so they can come to those meetings and not feel that's a barrier. That would be just like an example of a policy idea that someone might come up with. Back into your groups, come up with one policy idea that you feel that if you could write a policy, what is the policy that you would write? And we're going to spend about 5 minutes in your group talking and then come up with some ideas. So we're looking for lots of policy ideas on the housing situation. Yeah? In your groups, have a discussion. If you come up with one policy idea that helps the housing situation, what might that be? If anyone needs 10,
we talked about three. I don't think I mean, like, even from doing like this theory
The idea is to run a policy idea. Write a policy idea, you think that might help.
People might come and sit there.
Yeah, I'm okay. You good?
Yeah.
Nice one, bro.
I asked Tony about you.
Yeah, oh, is it? Oh, come on, man. I see you as well. Come on, G.
Two more minutes to get the policy ideas down. Get the policy ideas down on the paper.
ideas? Can we collect them? Are they finished? Are you ready to hand them in? Actors, can you collect any policy ideas that are completed? We just need the idea, simple idea written down. If you can give it into one of the members to collect the sheet. Maybe we can write and talk afterwards. Okay, so let's just finish off writing those ideas. Time is against us. Okay, so let's put those policy ideas on the paper up there, on that table. Okay, so we're going to go to the next stage. People are finishing off writing these amazing policy ideas. This is messy democracy right in real time, happening right now. Very messy. Okay, that's all good. So, what's going to happen? We've got a bunch of policy ideas written down. And there may be some more that come in. Thank you. So, thanks very much. What's going to happen right now? We're going to try to collect all of the policy ideas in, and they're going to be placed on this table here. But we still need your help. I think we need about 4 or 5 people, maybe more, maybe less, that is willing to come around and sit at this table to help sort out what those policy ideas are that have been written in from these amazing people in the room. In terms of trying to sort them out, this one belongs to this theme or this issue, this is short term, this one could be long term. We just need you to kind of find a way to organize and sort them out, because they're all amazing ideas, but let's work together to try to sort them. So can I get a hand up who might be volunteering to come over this table and work through some of these policy ideas that have been written? So you're going to look through them, have a discussion, but sort of theme them, organising them into some kind of order. One person, 2, okay, make your way over to the table. Anyone, yes, please come over to the table. Anybody else who wants to come over? Housing manager, I think we would love you to come over and be part of the policy team. That would be great. See, anywhere. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen now is that these amazing people, they're going to look at all of the policy ideas that have been written up. And they're going to talk about them and discuss them and put them into some kind of order that they feel could be then reflected back to us in terms of the importance, the area of need, or it relates to this particular issue. They're going to do some sorting, whatever that means, and that's entirely up to them. If we have got housing ex-manager. So that when they come out of the sorting part, they'll be able to share back to us what they think that the importance of these policy ideas, how they could be beneficial. They're going to make that assumption and share that back to us. Now, whilst they're doing that amazing democracy, playful, arguing, agreeing, disagreeing work, what are the other things? What were the things that you wanted to talk about and share about what you've seen or heard so far? Because there were still some conversations that you perhaps wanted to talk about. I know you were talking quite a bit, and maybe there was some more that you might want to share. It gives us an opportunity just to kind of talk a little bit more about what's alive in you now, whilst they're sorting out for the next 5 minutes. So, does anybody need the mic to say anything? And whilst that's happening, please don't forget, get up, grab a pen, and use the evaluation to write something on any one of the 6 bits of paper that are in the space. Who would like the mic to say something about what's alive in you right now, about what's going on, how you feel, what could be done in terms of those 3 scenes that you saw?
So what I think is very important is these people who have decisions of power are abusing their power. And even the guys in the housing, even though you seemingly don't think you have that much power, you're the gatekeepers, so you have no power at that point, isn't it? And so, because what I feel like is that people are just so power hungry to affect someone else. So just like a bus driver who doesn't make fun because you haven't paid and stops the bus and calls the police and then you get manhandled for like a £1, I don't know what it is, 50, 60, 80 ticket. Does that make sense, yeah? So bus drivers are not supposed to do that to everyone. It's supposed to keep it moving. The bus, whatever the bus station. We don't train them like that. These people are taking it upon themselves to stop the bus, to not let the child on the bus, to not let. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Say that to us, right? They're not supposed to do that. We don't train the bus before. I don't like the train. They said that there's a new person come up, but I'm actually trying to get into the authority to really find out what they'll do with their trains because they get on my nerves as well. Anyway, the point is that these drivers feel undervalued, probably by the company, probably at home, whatever's going on there. So the only time they've got power is when they're behind that wheel, where they can tell you, no, you get off the bus. Does that make sense? So the same with, the police with the stop and search. The same with going into the building and calling the security anyway. Manhandling people at buildings. No one's taking time to understand what the actual issue is so that we can all come to some resolution. We are all people, I think, how can we get that? I'm looking at you and you might think, I'm looking at their hair or one, I'm a person. I might look at you and say, oh, look at that guy, he must be, whatever, my prejudice is. People got different prejudices, but the fact that you prejudge someone doesn't mean you prejudge them or degrade them. Does that make sense? If I was wearing African clothes, an African, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Africa, I was born and raised, yeah? If I had my hair in a ponytail and I had, I don't know, I had an extra dress, you might think I was a Muslim. Blah, blah, blah. I come back into American territories too. You know, when people come to me, speaking to me in a language, I'm like, I don't know, I'm not from where you're from. I don't. So it doesn't mean that someone's putting you down because they prejudge you. However, take the time to listen. No one listens. Everyone's running their story in their head about what someone else is doing, what's going on out there. Instead of taking the time, quiet your own mind and take the time to understand what is this person asking of me. I might not be able to help you if you ask me for direction, but I might not know. And it's okay to say, you know what, I don't know, respectfully. I don't have to say to you, but I'm not working right now. I don't know that instead of running. There's no need for that. You didn't say it. No one suggested that I know every road in London. You're simply asking because I may well know because you can see that I might be in a position to know. Does that make sense?
Wait, we didn't read this yet.
So
we need to read this?
That's okay.
No more than 2 minutes.
Oh, is that? Not everyone is aware of consciousness to actually do the work.
Okay, training with accountability, I think is
Okay, we got 2 minutes, guys.
Okay, I'll spread.
Shall we just go through each one and just
I'm going to write this down. How does it be assessed as maybe this audit with like a secret shopper who's like a person who comes in and
More of them. But they usually know when they're going. They get to know.
No, you don't.
Sorry?
My bar, my own bar.
I mean, we used to know. But before this, St. John. Yeah. So we will get to talk. We're going to get one.
Throughout our modes, we had money riding on it.
I'm in the university, researching this stuff, and we're seeing that actually a lot of these things don't get recorded. It's a lot, the whole issue around. So that's what I'm saying. See, and that's what I'm saying exactly. So it really depends on who is and so that's where the accountability comes. When you've got someone who's got a sharp eye, they get their ducks in a row.
Lost their homes as leaseholders, and I have told them that they need to go and take 12 grams for the property and go and live somewhere else, or sell the partnership as a tenant. And
It comes back to the issue of what we were saying about culture and the ethos, and there's someone responsible for building. Yeah, exactly, and that's a cultural thing.
Okay, so just to summarise, so much really about culture and ethos, we're talking about accountability and entity managers, we're talking about job descriptions, ideas, more empathy practice overall throughout the whole ecosystem, reporting and objective oversight whether interaction and then also impartial assessment.
So to me, it's about power, control, the we to ourselves, who we are, and who we want to be.
Yes, that's there is.
Because of time, so we're going to find out from the policy team, sometimes they're called the power rangers, because they have the power to make changes. So we're going to find out a little bit about the power rangers and what they've been doing, and do they have a series of perhaps maybe the top 3 policy ideas that are strong or need most urgent attention. We need to find out what they've been doing in their deliberations. So let's try to find out a little bit. Can you share with us what you've been, the community would like to know a little bit about what you've talked about, what's been easy, what's been hard in terms of this process, and where are we at now? So, yeah, talk to us.
So, we review everyone's writing. Very beautiful. We were talking about how there was a lot about having training prior to the job beginning, and having training whilst the job is going on. Like whether this is something that's each like fiscal quarter or whether it's per year. Every year. And having something that had like an impartial assessment of culture and of ethos, and having someone come in and like review all of this and keep it objective. We were talking about the job description in the first place, including more broad, more empathetic ideas, more empathetic practices. We were talking about this idea of like objective oversight and reporting, whether that's through reporting interactions or whether that's through
like phone calls being recorded, but some kind of documentation that can be referred back to by either party, whether that's the company itself or by the users. Yeah, and this thing of having this all written into policy and procedure rather than just being something that's understood, so it being something that's concrete and in the system rather than just left to individual staff.
So I suppose, I don't know if we can get there. Is it possible that we've got at least 1, 2, or maybe 3, or maybe more policy ideas that you would recommend that we kind of like maybe could potentially vote on and go, this is worth following through, this out of all the other ones feel like we need to kind of see what the communities feel about that particular one and whether that one could be something that we take action. What taking action looks like, we don't know yet, but we want to take it one step at a time. So is there a policy idea that has come through that you feel incorporates something that the majority of what we're saying? I mean, for example, is it around training? That there's a policy idea about something to do with training? If there is, we'd like to hear that policy idea. They would love to hear it, and perhaps we could deliberate and maybe vote around it if you wanted to speak.
I think I can speak for one of them, which is so if you're doing training at the start, then it's just a long probation period, so you're making sure that the right people are in the right roles. So potentially a 6 months probation. That's one.
So let's just hear that again, so we're really clear about what that policy idea is.
So longer probation, so you're making sure that the people are in the right role, if they have the right behaviour, and if they're not, then redistributing them to or retraining them. Yeah.
That's one idea. Okay. Is there another idea that you might have? Out of all these amazing ideas that came from these amazing people, is there another idea?
Continual training.
Continual training.
Continual training. Obviously, you get an induction period when you start a job, and you'll get some training then. Ongoing, you'll need training on various bits: customer service, how to treat people, how to talk to people, the whole line. Basically, that needs to be ongoing. Because if you're left to your own devices, you pick up, just like a driver, they'll get there.
In the end.
No, they'll get their test and they'll pass their test and then they'll pick up habits. And it's good to go back and have a revisit and kind of correct yourself.
Okay. So that's 2 ideas that they've kind of got. Is that it? Because I think 2 then maybe might be enough because we're running out of time. So we're just gonna explain the 2 ideas again, so it's very, very clear what you're hearing, and then we can kind of, I suppose, try to vote and see if we agree with these ideas, or is a dissent to say, I want some amendments or clarifications on that particular one that you feel is worthy for going forward.
Just add
Can you take the mic?
Just one thing to add. What we've discussed so far could be actually implemented in every single case. That every sketch that was done today, training of the police, of serving people in stores, Iceland especially.
Okay.
That's the same thing.
Okay. So can we hear the 2 ideas, policy ideas again? I want you to grab your voting cards. The red and the green. The green is for yes, definitely. I think that's something that I feel I want to vote for. The red isn't necessarily saying no. It's just a little bit more about dissent. What specifics about that one do you want more clarification on, more amendments to it before you can kind of vote for it? So that's what we're saying with the red cards for. More about, I need to kind of hear more about that before I vote for it. That's what we're really saying. So we're going to hear 2 ideas again, and we'll take a vote on them and see if that generates anything amongst us. Is that okay?
Yes.
Can we try that? So, let's hear policy 1.
Policy one is lock and probation, so you're making sure the right people are in the right role and training them for the role that they are trying to apply for.
So if you want to vote for that, you don't have to. This is, you know, like not an election where it's visible here. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23. And red cards. 1. How many more red cards? 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's hear from the 5 red cards about that specific one. Wally, can we get the mic to Wally quickly so we can hear? Has he got a mic?
Yeah. Okay. The training is great, and I think the gentleman who was ex-housing manager made something, I think we're on the same lines, that the training would need to be inclusive of scenarios. Because if you're just giving somebody information, and how much will they take it in? But if you give them a role play, you've got, like we saw today, the staff saw role playing like that, they will take much more out of it. So a training will include a role playing so they see a scenario, so they learn from a scenario.
Yeah.
Where I work, we do training scenarios, we don't do training about scenarios.
Okay, let's hear from there was about 4 or 5 other dissents. Let's hear from them, so we want to know why they kind of got that dissent. Keep it short and quick, the time is running, please.
I would like to see far more training and self-awareness. I totally go down the road of role play because I would like to see some form of penalties.
Okay, moving on. Yeah.
Yeah, I also disagree as well because ultimately, regardless how much we call it the child and retraining, if it doesn't constitute being dismissed at the end of the day, they'll still be there. I mean, ultimately, they've got to be able to do their job, whether it's the police or whatever.
Okay, let's go on. There's some more people here who like some dissents. We want to hear from them.
In 2 words, basically, it's accountability, conduct and capability. If you don't know, we're training. If you don't know, we're retraining. But ultimately, if you do not appear, then you have to leave.
End of the book.
And once that happens, then it changes everything.
Okay, any others that had dissent that we need to hear from? Yes, gentleman over there.
Yeah, everybody, in this case, we're all against the worker, but we, black people, it could have been, the tables could have been turned where somebody coming in saying, oh, I don't like the way you treat me, I'm saying you treat me bad because I'm white. So I think workers' rights are important too. So, okay, probation is cool, but like Elon Musk, when he gave people their red letters, if you're on probation, you didn't need a letter because you haven't even no rights.
Yeah, I sort of agree. Yeah, the probation rights, you need to, because you lose the ability to have, certain insurance or something.
Yeah.
That's unfair on the worker as well, so to play devil's advocate, that needs to be sorted.
Are there any more dissents? Have you heard them all? Okay, so can we give this amazing policy team a round of applause? So, just generally speaking, about the things that we probably wanted to agree on, who's accountable? Who's responsible for bringing this in? Who do we go to? Where do we go to make sure that this takes action? Who's got ideas around that? Let's hear from some people who know how to make sure in 6 weeks, 6 months, God forbid 6 years' time, this new idea is coming through for people when they are in these institutions.
It's the management of the directors of the company, right? To create a culture and to get the managers or the acting operational managers to implement that culture and to really very staunch about it. What I know is that a lot of top management don't do anything, they just kind of float around in their nice little offices, talking about bullshit, drinking lots of cups of tea, coffee, in their fancy fancy thing. And I've been to him on head office, trying to get there. But the thing is, they're not trying to create a better working environment. They just want the workers to. We did give a lot of training while we do, but and you have to train every so often to keep up training. But the thing is that
the workers can be so disenfranchised, the morale can be so low that they do the minimum customer service to just get to the end of the day. So I agree that it's not just about policies and procedures in the way of the customer, because customers can also be awful as well.
Okay, I'm going to hear from this lady over here. This time is running.
I was just going to add to that. I think you said it was really key about culture and about creating the right culture in the workplace, because I think it is managers, it's hiring managers, it's HR teams, it's working groups and working in institutions. If you don't have a diverse culture within that organisation, then actually just kind of perpetuate a certain ideas. So please take up and buy-in from everyone, and actually the more diversity you have in that environment, whether it's gender, race, age, whatever, the more actually you eradicate some of those behaviours. And it doesn't become something you have to kind of put in as a policy you have to talk about. It's just something you naturally do because everyone's really had this experience. So I think the culture is really important.
Okay, so we're kind of coming to the end of our process tonight. We've got these amazing men here, and I just wanted to just kind of give them a round of applause for their hard work. And if there was any questions that you may have had that you want to speak to this group, we've got about 5 minutes for that. So anybody can share with us any questions that you may have. And let's keep them brief, because I really want to spend, after 5 minutes, I've got to kind of get out of here because the library staff are going crazy. So let's spend about 5 minutes having a quick Q&A about the men here.
I just want to say, you guys are great actors. I know some of you are professionals, but I just want to say we're incredibly performances.
Coming here today, this evening, it inspired me. It's so insightful. Some of the things that I saw, I would not have put up with, as a legal executive. Not even on the phone would have put up with this, Somebody head would have had to roll. And I thought, you lot were amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, greetings. I just want to say thank you to you all. I felt really proud of you all, and especially just seeing black men expressing their feelings and showing experiences. So it was very thought-provoking for me because it triggered a lot of stuff, and it made me kind of understand, made me feel more empathy in terms of some of the experience that you may experience but not really express to us as black women. So it was thank you for showing your vulnerability.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just wanted to make a quick comment. Hello, sir. Yeah, just wanted to make a quick comment that it's a real tribute to the community. What's happened today. I think one point I had to make was I think we have to also address the unconscious bias, which really is more among the management. I remember I was working at Apple, and one particular manager said that was a very important issue to address because at the ground level, nothing's going to change unless you change the thinking of the senior management and the middle management. But anyway, applause in regards to what's happened today. It's a real tribute to the community.
Okay, so ideally, what we would have loved to have done, and we somehow need to get the support to do that, is almost like the policy ideas that were written. We want to create some action. We want to take them somewhere to some councillor or some MP, some person who's got the power to be accountable to follow them through in order to see the change that we want. And we don't really have that experience. So we're just kind of asking, do you know who could kind of say, look, this is really important what went down on a particular night in Brixton in the library with these amazing men, and we need to kind of pick up this conversation and follow through in somehow. But we don't have the experience, we don't have the expertise. Time's running out, and I just wondered what opportunities people could share that we might go to the next stage.
Just a quick one. Everything that I kind of put into the group, is already in existence. And to be honest, a lot of us as people don't know our rights. You're all there, and you're supposed to question these people, question the authorities, whether it's local government, whether it's the NHS, whether it's the police. Your rights are there, and they hide them, as basically. And so they're there, the tools are there, and we've got to educate ourselves to kind of look further and seek help, because there's enough people out there that are willing to help and give advice on all of the subjects discussed today.
Okay, final comment before we have to be out of here. I really have to say final comment.
Yeah, in terms of engagement, we're looking for opportunity. So I'm CDI lead at King's College for epistemic exclusion and community engagement on healthcare issues, especially mental health and policy evaluation. So the kind of activities that's been happening here is maybe something I can deliver in one of our meetings, and we can, I'll look into it, whether we can get your platform to actually deliver some sort of presentation of what you're doing and what you could do in helping get this message out to the way we engage with the communities around these exclusionary issues.
Thank you. So, I can see the library staff looking in on me, so I just want to say thank you so much for coming. Please, before you leave, the evaluation sheets on the wall, you can just get up and grab a pen and write something. But thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. You were amazing. We are a great Consortium. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful evening. Thank you. One second, Errol, you've got a QR code that can help us with, if you're able to contribute anything, Errol has a QR code on his phone. If you can scan that on the way out, that will help us making a contribution. Thank you very much. The BMC members, if you can help pick up the papers.